wiki, wow.
Oh, man, I hit the button.
Hit the button.
Wiki,
Buttons are
wiki,
hit.
wiki, wow.
Wiki, wow.
I guess we're live, eh?
What
Yeah,
up, fish
for
peeps?
sure.
Wow, we got 30 people in here already waiting to hear us talk about something.
What's she going to talk about?
I don't know. I was hoping he's going to keep on doing a craft, actually. That's what we normally do.
I know. I finished up. I was
Keep
like,
work- keep
I was
working
going to
it.
start making a second one, but then I stopped.
We all want to watch Ed work his stick.
That's it.
So, weren't you saying that you were going to make another, like, Aztec-looking one for that same tank?
Yeah, I thought I might make one or two more actually. But I want to make one look like it's been shattered, like it got hit by lightning or something. And then I might do another one that I can grow a big Anubias coming out of it, like a pod or something. But I mean, this thing came out crazy cool. I'm really happy. It looks so much better than the white version. Sorry, I didn't mean to be racist just now.
Jesus.
Hey, Ed. Ed,
Dang it.
paint that crocodile head green. It looks kind of suggestive right now.
And that right there is why you must turn in on Friday nights. This is Ed with the filter, okay, guys?
I don't
Need
really
to
think it
get-
looks very suggestive. I think it's like a Rorschach thing going on there, Paul.
Mm.
I think you're seeing things where you want to see them.
Well, it's not that I'm seeing them where I want to see them. It's where it's placed on the thing.
I don't know, but I see a resemblance.
His belly.
Just saying.
Oh, Jesus.
It's after 11:30, so we're all good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I ain't got 1,000. I don't care.
Well, you have to care when you're getting close, though, because
Yeah.
you're going to go through all your streams, all your videos, and determine what they consider monetizable before they give you those hours.
They're not that picky. Believe me, they're not that picky.
Yeah, believe me. If this guy doesn't get flagged, you're all right. He should be
Yeah, you're
flagged
right.
just for those leggings.
Yeah, I don't wear the leggings. I don't wear them. You know.
I mean, I've seen more of the fish people in your face where it shouldn't belong.
Listen,
They don't even know.
And
You don't
his
even know.
nose is in the right spot.
Yeah.
so
What really makes it sick, though, is that there's people actually asking him to sign above his name.
I sign anything.
Oh, my Lord.
So I'm going to say some hellos before it disappears.
All
Ricky
right.
Bell, Daniel Velez, Brother Dan, Dennis Christian, Deborah, Dee Dee, Findan, Foxy,
Edie,
Gina's Reef, Jeff Kane, Curl Kitty, Linda Worth, Looney, a.k.a. Lonnie Tunes. How you doing?
Lonnie, man.
Monster Fish Gal, Nathan. I can never say his last name, so I'm not even going to try.
let's see. I'm going to
Ovi.
look.
Ovi.
Hovey.
Hovey?
Hovey.
Ovi.
I thought it was different than that.
No.
Sure.
Ove.
Oh, I wonder if Brianna's there. Hi, Brianna. I meant to say hi to her, and I was waiting for Skipper or James and Rico to stop talking, and then I forgot.
And we got the wonderful Patty Petite Tank, Sandy Dowdy, Scuba Steve-O, Sky Dancer, Snoochie Booch, Stephen P., the Nano Aquarium Guy, and Huawei, and Xanadu Dude.
Scope!
The dude.
Scope!
Wow. So that freaking ammonia question, that really had me thinking. I'm going to have to check my water.
What tank you having issues with? I guess I haven't heard.
No, so there was a question in the last stream. It was Nathan, actually.
Yeah.
He was saying about how he's still getting ammonia out of his tap, which he is getting. He's done with his pee break. how he was getting ammonia and stuff. Well, he's hooked up to town water. And a lot of times when that happens is either they had to flush the lines or they had a leak and then they had to flush the lines. A lot of time they get a boil notice. Is that what it's called? Boil notice? Yeah.
Yeah, boil the water.
I used to have those in Illinois a lot.
Yeah. So he
Well,
got
and
thinking about checking mine because if the reservoir goes down, we switch over to the river. So that's two different water types. So they got to switch the filtration up, the chemicals. So now he's going to have me paying more attention.
well, yeah, because it's not just jumping in on the backside of that. It's not just a municipalities thing. It's a seasonal thing. Across the country this time of year, typical municipal water supplies change everywhere. In some areas it's because of the warming up, and you get additional mountain runoff, and things thawing and stuff like that. Water levels changing, and
the only time I would become deathly afraid, though, is when he's describing. You're going from lake condition to a river condition. So first thing I'm thinking is, okay, is that pH going to crash? pH can always go up and all that, but going down is never a good thing. That's the first thing that was coming to my brain right there. But
This time of year, water companies change from chlorine to chloramine for like about a month. Because
Oh, that's weird.
Wait a minute. That message said that
Yeah.
he's ammonia in the well as well.
Yeah, he says he's tap and well straight from the earth. He's not hooked
And you're
up
getting
to
ammonia from your well?
I've heard of ammonia from the well quite a bit.
yeah,
it could be,
you can get it. Go ahead.
No, it could be some kind of runoff or soaking into the percolating into the soil. There might be a farm or something in the area, and
that would make
has to go
sense, actually.
somewhere.
Could be a bunch of cow urine.
Yeah, that stuff has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep,
Or human urine
That's
if they have a septic.
the issue we had with our first well at 250 feet. It was still getting the urine from the cows out in the field.
Especially
Well-
if it's not concentrated.
If there's another one, it's pig farms. They inject it into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So that could if one of them, this is funny. I got to bring this up. So
Poor pigs.
at the swap last year, it's coming up next weekend. Going to a swap for the ACLC and it's the ACLC one. Yes, it's at that fish place, that pet place, and Lewis is a vendor. So she had these blue spot corridoras, and I needed more money, so I went up to the wife, and she reached in here and grabbed it out and handed it to me. It messed her up really bad. She wants to know she's going to be hiding any more money next weekend.
Hey, it's an extra pocket.
And she actually owns a fish store now, and it's pretty nice. You're going to say where she's... No, I ain't going to tell you where she's stashing it now. You're going to have to figure it out.
Do you want people to do that?
She can. You ain't Ed.
That's all right.
So,
You know-
Sid, how was the cruise?
Oh, man.
I don't believe in rubbing another man's rhubarb.
Oh, God.
What if it's in a pie, Ed? What if it's a
How about his
rhubarb pie?
pop- Hey, Ed, how
I
about
prefer
his
rhubarb
popsicle
cake.
stick?
Ugh. I never had that.
What did Paul say? He kind of like trailed out.
Your popsicle stick.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
I'm using a toothpick.
Here we go.
For
We just had him behaving. Thanks, Paul.
You asked how the cruise was. Is that I got footage that I got to put together. We did some snorkeling, and I got to see some pretty cool fish. I bought a GoPro just for that reason. Now I could stick it in fish tanks.
So was the
here.
water pretty clear down there then?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
It was amazing.
I love it when it's like that. I mean, you hop in and you got like 500 feet of visibility, and oh yeah.
I got to swim up to a barracuda.
Mm-hmm.
It
They
was
come right up to you.
It
What
was a
island
big
did you? What island did you snorkel in?
It was. We went to the Blue Lagoon, and then that's where I saw the barracuda. And then there was this pike, looked like a pike fish. I don't know. I was trying to figure out a way to find like a website that could tell you what type of fish they have in their waters. You know that. You know how hard that is. You got to buy a book just to figure it out. And I'm like, no, I'm good. But and then we went to the Cocoa Bay, and they had more fish because the way it went out, there was I guess it's limestone that lines the shorelines there, the big, I mean, freaking humongous stones, and there was all kinds of sea life in there.
Depends on the island. Some of them are volcanic.
I think that they said this one was limestone.
Okay. Because
A lot of volcanic ones like you're talking about, Paul, in Hawaii.
Yeah, we used to go to the British Virgin Islands, and all the Virgin Islands are volcanic. So you get these cliffs that just dropped right into the water, and these huge black boulders were in there, and the fish would be swimming all in there.
And what he's talking about, that would be cool when you're trying to catch fish because it would hold big predators just literally right offshore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's fun. In Hawaii, you could get like tuna, you could get mai, almost every kind of shark you could think of. And I mean, literally casting your pole right off the edge of the island.
Nothing better than fresh mahi sandwiches.
Oh my goodness, you're making me hungry.
When I was in Diego Garcia, there was a charter that would go out whenever I was stationed there, and if you had downtime, you could do it. One of the guys I worked with, he went and caught mahi, wahoo, and red snapper, and we cooked it all on the grill. And I'm going to tell you, it's definitely better fresh.
Mm-hmm.
I am I mean, yeah, I caught all the cool stuff. I caught the swords, the sailfish, everything over there. But to me, the biggest prize, there's nothing better than fresh ahi tuna on the grill. It's like nothing. It's like the filet mignon of the fish species, in my opinion. I mean,
and you don't cook it much. It's
it's just so good. You get wasabi sauce, man. I mean, that's the only time I can handle a little spice with something. You get the wasabi.
Oh, just shut up.
Just shut up.
You know what I really like?
What do you like, Ed?
Chicken wings. I like hot wings.
And, hey, Skipper, Denim, we are actually talking about fish right now, so we haven't got off the subject of fish.
No, you're making Rico hungry. That's what's wrong.
Starving now. That sounds
my favorite.
good.
Ed mentioned the hot wings. I just like to take the wing sauce and take a nice tongue depressor and just scoop it out and just.
Oh,
I like to take my foot and then shove it right up your.
do you guys have Dave's chicken back there? It's called Dave's.
When the gas station used to have a sign that said Dave's Old Fashioned Chicken Ice Cream.
This place,
I don't know if it's the same
just got
same
here
stuff,
in
but I always-
Portland,
Chicken
and
ice
they've got
cream.
like 90 levels of heat for their wings, and on the like 95th up, you have to sign an addendum that you will not hold them medically responsible for what might happen to you if they eat this sauce.
My money's on Larry.
I
Oh,
don't
Larry
mind
can
it.
do it. I
I
hope
don't
he
mind
makes it.
going in.
I hope he makes it to Fishtoberfest one of these years.
You know,
So
in Missouri, they don't have Dave's chicken, but they do have Chester chicken at the gas stations.
I'm tapping out at like the mild spicy. It's not even mild. I mean, it's still on the mild. And it's like there's level 0 and then 1, and I'm like tapping. I'm out.
Could you imagine level 90?
I know 2 people that have done it, and they said it was, you might as well take kerosene. That's what it's doing to you when you. I'm not one for that heat myself. I want to enjoy my food, man. Just, kind of savor it. My mouth burning up and shooting fire don't sound good. And I guarantee you, when it works itself through the processes, that can't be fun on second.
No,
That's the bad part. That's the bad part.
Yeah. You turn into a dragon.
And I would
Lava.
imagine it would burn through the entire intestine, I would guess.
Lava ass. Even jalapenos do that. Even jalapenos. I lava ass. Even jalapenos do that to me
Oh
now.
my
I
God.
can't even do jalapenos because they do the same thing. I used to be able to. I eat pickled jalapenos all the time. They're not that hot, you know.
James right now is thinking, you know what? I am on a newer internet service. How do I click that like I just got zapped? Oh my good.
Going full circle, I did want to mention something in regard to fish. Nathan was saying thank you for our advice on and help on the water quality issue. You do always have to take into consideration something I call a variable of variances, which is there are so many different factors in so many different situations. Oftentimes, you end up with almost a non-answer because it's so hard to figure things out. Like I was helping somebody, and I use this instance a lot. They couldn't figure out why their fish were dying, and they're checking all the regular things with your typical water test kit, and coming to find out their cat had kicked on their CO2 full blast, and so it was suffocating the fish. But that just goes into that variable of variances. That cat happened to be the variable that was causing the issue, but when you typically don't go, okay, these are all the factors. So it can be hard to really figure out sometimes exactly what's happening, but we do have oftentimes some like basic starting points of like, okay, these are the most likely things, and let's start working outwards, and these are some things we can probably do about it. So that's not just for Nathan, but that's kind of broad scale. If you're ever like, hey, can you help me? And anybody gives you like, well, maybe, but not really. Just understand that there's a lot of stuff that factors into some of the questions that can make it difficult to help or fix a problem.
Skipper, could you kick Kenny off?
What? What's the matter, bro? It ain't nothing. Oh,
He's not sharing.
He's got voodoo donuts.
He's talking about all this fish. Now he's bringing in the voodoo donuts.
You know
He's
what
a
she did
dick.
though, man? She teased me because she knows I'm streaming. She brings me the box, right? Look at.
Oh, there's
Wait,
something.
there was
to eat
some
in there.
chocolate in there.
Yeah,
Wait,
there's
there's some chocolate.
That's called karma, Kenny.
No, that
Yeah.
right
Look
there.
it right there.
This is a true
it.
fish keeper. Watch me do these bloodworms. Ow. You must taste what your fish must eat.
No, I disagree.
Well, James, your new
I would-
internet service seems to be working remarkably.
I'm glad to hear it. I appreciate that. I paid the extra $20 for the adapter after you drop $800-900. The 20 didn't seem like much to be able to actually plug it in, because you can't plug into the router. The router they send you is strictly Wi-Fi, so you have to spend $20 for the adapter, which is whatever. They do cover the shipping and everything, so that's nice. It's like, you pay for it, and we just send it to you for $20. But it seems to definitely do really well when it's hardwired. The Wi-Fi has been great too, though. Typically, I can go a couple hundred feet away from the house and still use the Wi-Fi on my phone to watch YouTube videos and stuff like that, which just for any Wi-Fi router is phenomenal. So,
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
I don't get it. I get it like on the front half of my pool, so I can play music or YouTube from that side of the pool. But on the other side, my cameras don't work, or my telephone doesn't pick anything up.
it's just far enough.
Yeah.
Man, that's how it is down. I got a 50 by 150, and when I'm in the garage, you might as well forget about Wi-Fi.
I'm telling you, get a mesh system. I have one down here, and I have one up in the upstairs. It covers over 3,000 square feet. I get it out in my backyard, and I live in a brick house, so it's not. So I'm getting full strength at the back end of my property, and that's probably 200 feet off from my backyard, my back door.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
See, I've thought about adding a mesh system into this because we do have multiple buildings that people are, like my mom lives in the trailer 50 feet away. And so she's on it as well. And she's got, my sister's 4 kids. So 2 of them are on it because they're teenagers. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
sometimes it's 9, 10, 11 devices, which it still works down there. But I thought about getting mesh to expand so everybody could get really good signal and I could get it over in the fish house while we're waiting for the actual residential dish to become available because I'm still waitlisted for that. Can't get that yet.
Yeah, because I have all my Wi-Fi timers on it. We stream the televisions, and we're doing internet, and there's no drop.
Yeah, I've got like 45 devices on our network, so it's pretty.
Wow.
It doesn't drop.
There's a lot of stuff.
And the
I don't
mesh
have. I do have a mesh, but it's really the other part of it is down in the basement on the other end. Just to extend it out that way, it does fine with just the router. It's right here. We have gigabit down, but only 40 up. That's how they sell it. Gigabit down, but 40 up.
Yeah,
So
I'm high coming in and high going out, but
that's.
like
I
said,
wish it was synchronous like that.
but I was using an airport before, and it wasn't able to push the signal throughout the house with all the demands that were on it. I put the mesh in, and it didn't cost a lot. I want to say it was under $200.
Yeah.
And I have, I mean, seamless going from room to room, streaming television, no problem.
Well, even a lot of the newer routers have that. You can just get it one router, but you can add two and become a mesh system. The TP Links have it, and there's quite a few of them nowadays that have that. So you buy one to start with, and then you add another one down the road a little bit later.
So is that a system where you place certain like adapters throughout your house?
They look like fire alarms.
I've got a box, so I'm sitting at my desk. There's a box on the shelf over here. That's the main, and that's plugged into my the modem that comes from the service provider. So that's plugged into an Ethernet port. That broadcasts all over the house. The other one, the one upstairs, it picks it up. There's no real, because I've done speed tests in both, up there as well as down here, and there's no degradation of signal. So it's sort of like a repeater, but it's not.
Yeah,
like that.
Okay.
It's
Then
nice
I
to
have
have,
this is what I used to do to get wire to my fish tank room, because I put one of these above the fish tank room and it went down. James helped me do it, but that's how I used to get signal. But since I put so many more tanks in there, it doesn't go in there it doesn't work anymore.
Check out the router.
Yeah, I wonder if I was just thinking if you got a router, if you can't absolutely get Wi-Fi in there, what I would do is just take an extra long cord and plug it in direct.
No. So I tried to get him to let me do that, and he made me set up his other system. That's what I'm trying to do is get him to let me come over there and hardwire it down.
Yeah, if he hardwires,
yeah.
he should be golden, man.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
That's what
nothing
I
better
bought
than
it.
hardwire.
I thought that was Lebanon bologna.
It's upstairs. I'm
it's
trying to
funny.
figure out the best way to cut it. I don't want to open it till I can figure out the best way to shave it or trim it.
There's a tool for it.
What is
makes
that? What's wrong with
You get
having
that.
all 23 feet, man?
Are you going
That's
to run
100
it?
feet.
Oh, it's 100 foot.
Are you going to
Yeah,
run it
it's-
from upstairs down?
Can you see this? I just did a speed test wirelessly. I'm 256 down, 235 up.
That's crazy.
But you see, the problem is I've got a fireplace that it shoots through in the house, and then it has to get all the way to my fish room that has all the glass tanks filled with water, and it doesn't work anymore. So that's what I've got to do is do the wiring, and then I'm gonna put a router in my fish room, so that way it's like will bounce all over the place in the fish room and go into there and then go up through the tubes or through the line.
You know what I don't get is the newer laptops, like this one I have, does not have an Ethernet port. You have to get an adapter for it.
Well, I want a Wi-Fi in there so that way I can run telephones and everything else.
Yeah.
My telephone doesn't work in there either. Like I have no signal in there from my telephone. It'd be a great place for spies to hang out. Just saying.
You can't find me. It ain't gonna ping off the nearest tower.
I need about 80 feet to get from the router to the fish room.
Let me ask you this: do you have choices in your provider? So, James, you obviously don't. Starlink is your only. Skipper saying no. I don't. I have no choice. I have one. I have Spectrum. That's it. That's the only company. What about the rest of you guys? You have choices?
I have probably 5, maybe even 6 choices in this town. So
yeah,
Must be nice.
Wow.
See, they got this
Well,
thing. They got this thing in this town called franchise. So they sign it, and it's Comcast, which is Xfinity, but you can get Verizon Wireless.
and it's super competitive out here too, because you got all these techie folk, you know, from Intel and all this. So, I mean, these people's livelihoods depend on super ultra upload and download. So I think that's why we're blessed with the super fast here.
I was waiting for the fiber optics to come in, but they only put it in for the schools.
Really?
They didn't do it residential yet.
It's spreading again. It's taken off again. They're looking at it. I have a friend who is very he's into the industry big time, and it's starting up again. Even Google is starting to run, you know, and it's you'll start seeing it spreading a little bit more.
So would that would be the fastest then, right?
Well, currently, yeah, fiber's
it's the fastest. It's also the cleanest. You get a cleaner signal.
Do you guys see this where Xfinity's coming out with a 10K network now? They almost got it ready to come out.
Won't hit here. I mean, I live in a village with 1,800 people. I'm not getting shit for
we ain't
years.
I just see. The thing that makes me wonder, what are my grandkids like when they're my age? What's things going to be like if they're around even? I don't know.
Yeah.
Still around.
It's just going to be everything connected all the time at incredible speed.
It's like you're probably going to be able to push a button. Like you want to talk about going to fish events, you're just going to push a button, boom, you're there. There ain't no waiting time.
Oh, yeah. The transporter.
You'd be hitting everyone every year. I mean, it's bam, bam, bam. Oh, shoot, bam. When there's 2 events going on, no problem. Bam, bam. You're just hitting each event and both events, you know.
Kenny, you're going to be direct wired. They're going to have a direct wire right in the back.
That works for me, man.
Going to jack in.
That's it.
I was pleasantly surprised that we're supposed to have fiber out here next year because we're in the middle of nowhere. But because we run off of the utilities of the neighboring city, Knoxville, the Knoxville Utility Board is still our power provider, and they received all that grant money. We're in the program to be eligible for those federal grants where they have to provide fiber to rural areas. So $65 a month for fiber starting next year is
cheap.
Is what I'm looking forward to. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's what I pay. About $64 a month for just internet connection.
Mine is 119, and I don't even have what you've got. Well, my download speeds are better, but my uploads are crap compared to yours.
I think ours is close to 100.
Yeah, when they first came in, though, Spectrum did a good job. Time Warner was here, and they bought out Time Warner. And when they came in, my speeds went up, and my price actually dropped $20 a month. My speeds doubled. So I was pretty happy at first, and then at least now I've got gigabit. I mean, it's good enough for. I just wish the upload speed was way better.
I'm going to get some water for Nico. I'll be right back.
All right.
Nico.
Put the headphones on Nico so we can talk to him.
Nico.
Jeff Kane, I'll tell you a little trick for Starlink because I'm technically not eligible. I'm in East Tennessee. We're on the waitlisted area, but there is no waitlist for Starlink RV. That was to my door within a week. You get what do they call it? It's basically as available service. You get no priority status in anything, so there's no guaranteed speeds. But just like right now, what we were talking about, I'm live streaming with you all. They've got the Xbox running back there, and wirelessly testing on my phone is 38 down and 14 up. And I know that I've got 8 devices right now that are connected to the Wi-Fi
And
or
they
the
just
internet in some way.
They just launched more satellites the other day for that.
Yeah. But the only difference is it's like $30 more a month. So it's $150 a month per service for me. But the hardware is the same cost.
I got that thing with the bat wings, or I forget, but it's got 7 channels or 8 channels. So literally, I sign into one network, she can sign into another. We got multiple channels. See that big bat wing thing on the top of that?
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that thing is awesome, man. You just get your own network basically per device. Just makes things easier.
I'm gonna have to look into something.
But we both. I think I have 2 or 3 of them, and she has 2 or 3 of them. And then we have one that's like, when people come over, we give them that one to plug their stuff into.
See, they got Verizon Wireless has it to where you can get it through them off of a tower.
Yeah.
It's $25 a month. You're locked in for like so many years at that price.
2 years.
Is it 2?
And it's 5G if the coverage is available.
And I went because this phone has been dropped a couple times.
No.
So there may be some cracks, and I'm tired of looking at it. So I went and I was talking to them about it. Like, oh, we have it in your area. I'm like, no, you don't. No, it's there. You're just going to have to get put on a waiting list. Because only so many people can be on it at a time.
On 5G or what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or the internet. So it kind of makes me wonder if that would actually be a good route or not, because if only so many people can be on it, what's going to happen when everybody's on it at once?
Yeah. I'm not. I looked into that too real quick, just as a backup. You can get discounts and stuff to have a backup, and it's at least here it's not worth it. The speeds wouldn't be good enough, and it's just not worth it. $25 a month isn't bad.
No, that'd be
for a backup.
That would be great if that was my main internet. Like if it worked the way they market it, which I'm sure it doesn't.
No.
I could see the tower out my kitchen window. It's like probably a mile away.
Carlos Diaz says, "Great, you guys start talking about internet glitches, and now mine is."
I probably have 14 devices on the network right in this room. Just in here, but we've got, everybody's got consoles, everybody's got laptops and phones and tablets.
Well, that's what was getting us, and that's why I figured this out to make it so they each got, she could put a couple on each one or whatever, and we didn't realize it either, but if you got like a gaming device, it's hooked up to the internet, your phones, both phones, your
everything.
Your whatever that Kindle thing she reads her books on, then she's got a tablet and then her work stuff. I mean, like, man, I didn't realize how thirsty we are for downloads and uploads, but we are.
Last time I looked, it was like I said, like 45 devices, I think.
Well, I didn't know too. Did you know your printers even are running off Wi-Fi now?
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
Any smart stuff you have at all.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the problem. They got too many devices, so break it up.
I got one. I can't figure out what it is. There's a device hooked up to it, and we have not figured. I've spent a week trying to figure out what the heck this thing is, and I'm like, did we get something new? I've looked up the company. I can't find any descriptions on even what kind of products they make. It's just like, okay, there's a thing that's hooked up. Can't find it.
Did you block it?
I have not. It's in the house. I could tell by the signal strength that it's located in the house due to I can tell if something's on that side of my house versus down there. And I've everything's password protected and all that. So it's something that one of the kids or somebody has signed in, but I have no clue what it is. Like I can look at everything else and go, okay, that name is my laptop. That's one of my phones. That's her phone. That's my son's phone. That's my mom's tablet. But this thing is like, I don't know. It's funny you mention that, Ed, because I always name my devices. Like one of my phones is NSA Drone 2.0. I always name my stuff fun things like that in case people try and get on my Wi-Fi.
So what?
So
So whenever you're on there, it pops up when it's on. Just cut it off once. You're going to know which device it is if it's one of your kids.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't
Or
know
it
what
could
the heck
be.
it is because
the next
I've
Thrill
checked-
series.
I've
Thrill
checked all of
series.
their phones and tablets and all of those type of things have all been checked. So it's got to be something. I don't know. Like she's got this wireless key finder thing that her mom gave to her. Maybe it's some weird thing like that. I don't know.
Oh.
It's like
Serial killer.
It's some
and that
sort of
with his own
shenanigans.
device.
I
That's where
got
I'd go
something.
with it. I'd take my gun out and I'd be going through every attic space, make sure I got a prowler up in there, man.
It'd be like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
No,
I'd be checking things out, bro.
Mrs. Fever apparently heard me. She just messaged me on Facebook. The printer? Question mark. It might be the printer.
Oh,
it
there
may
you go.
very well be.
Printers will do it, man. These
But
printers got their own.
I got
That's what
something
it
for
is.
those people sneaking around. I won't show it on screen here, but I was showing
Oh,
it to Ed
I
and,
know, brother.
Skipper
I know
beforehand.
what you got around there.
No, you didn't see this.
We've had conversations about that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, you got to remember, I had to ride with James and Ed for 12 hours each way, so we
Yeah.
had lots to talk about.
So are you going, Kenny? Are you going to that? What's that? Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm going to I will be at the
That's
Catfish
just like-
Catalysm.
You
It's
suck.
the ACA and the Catfish folk are getting together.
When you go
there's already
and see
fish members.
Peplin,
I'm going to definitely see Peplin. Peplin will actually have a table at the Catfish Catalysm. So, and I'm
when you
telling
go there,
y'all,
can you
I
tell
know
them
this.
hi from me?
I will, but I think you should come tell them in person.
I don't know.
That's
I
too
think you
far
and
of a
James-
ride for me.
I think you and James should both make the trip and see him in person. And pick up Rico
you-
on the way up.
I
It'd
might
be
be a
really
little
cool
bit
if
out
there
of
were
the way.
teleporters.
That's a big diversion.
They're
Or
used
about
to diversions
25.
like that, though. It's Ed and James. They're used to hopping on the road and going.
12 hours.
Those
He
guys
just
drove.
told us while we're in Hawaii, go visit England. Is what
Yeah.
he just said.
Right. Mom and Dad, you can't use Nico for an excuse, Ed. Mom and Dad are at home. They'll take care of Nico.
Mom and Dad went to St. Louis today.
Well,
They
you aren't
went-
going to
they're-
it today. It's in July or June.
They did.
No,
July.
Dad
June's
felt
the thing
comfortable
big.
enough to
July.
drive.
July is the
ACA.
catalysm. Yeah.
Well, my dad's
13th,
going to drive
14th,
4
isn't it?
hours today and then
Yeah.
4 hours tomorrow. And then they're going to leave on Monday and do 4 hours on Monday and 4 hours on Tuesday and get home
Oh, that's cute.
because he just doesn't feel comfortable driving more than 4 hours a day.
You know, though, that would be a nice, relaxing way to go, though, man. 4 hours you can do in your sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they'll go out to eat if they see antique shops or quilting things, Menards. They'll stop at everything.
See, we got to start building a road trip, guys, where we meet somebody, because it would be cool. We could go 4 hours, film somebody's fish room, do a little chill night. It would take us like 2 months to do, probably, get around where we want to get around. But you get enough fish
We could go
cam
to
in
Falls.
between, and we make it 4-hour intervals.
I got plenty of room.
All the fish rooms across America. You know, we probably could do about 4-hour drive each way.
And
got
then you
no
can
room.
visit Dee Dee. You can visit
got no
Dee Dee
room.
because
Just
she's
do
an hour
that.
north of me.
I could break into those French doors so easy.
There's no lock on them. That's my office. There, look. There, look at that. No lock.
Oh my God,
I-
that was
The
so
reason I have
random.
them closed is Nancy's sleeping in the
I used to have
bedroom,
French
so I
doors
don't-
like that, and they broke into my house twice through those. So I ended up taking the French doors out and put a steel door in with a wood plank across it.
Hey, Ed, I don't have little cats like you do. I got a
Oh.
130-pound dog sitting over there.
That King Taurus, you're not coming in that house.
They ain't coming in here. There's supposed to be no solicitation since we're talking about Wi-Fi. Spectrum was coming through and they're knocking on people's doors, and he wouldn't take no for an answer. I said, look, I'm not interested. And he kept, oh, I got the best. Well, I said, you're not supposed to be soliciting. And he got really annoyed. So I just opened up the door and let my dog stick his head out. He ran.
You're nicer
I love
than
how
am.
they get annoyed.
They don't get that far with me.
No, I was trying to be nice. It's
yeah, and I don't try to be nice with somebody knocking on my door.
So I said, I said to him, I said, there's no solicitation allowed in this town. It's against the law. Oh, I'm not soliciting. We have our optical cables in your front yard. I says, and he says, well,
Right.
and he said, and he starts giving me some crap, and that's the dog is sitting here. He's trying to push his way out, so I just let the dog stick his head out the window, out the door, and
that'd be great. That is it wrong whenever Jehovah's Witness knocks on your door and your dogs start barking and you yell really loud so they hear you kill and your dogs get even more vicious? And then you go to the front door, nobody's there. It was like a magic trick.
You just got to yell the right thing. Jesus
Christ. When they come to my front door, I say, hey, look, I haven't fed them lunch yet. Good choice.
What's worse is when they show up to my front door and my dad gets excited to talk to them for like 2 hours.
I just take my teeth out and roll my eyes back, and I'm like, I see Jesus right now, baby. I'm in Portland, yo.
Jesus.
They want to see it.
It's scary. That's scary right there.
That was creepy.
They don't stay. They're running like his cable guy.
Nobody knocks on the doors around here. It's
Yeah, no. We get delivery people and the sheriff, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Snoochie
Boots. Snoochie Boots says, no, but I get those guys at the door, I just answer naked. That probably works too, Snooch. I'm sure it worked.
I don't want to tell you when I working 25 years as a UPS driver, what people came to the door dressed as, and I'm like, sometimes I'm like, please.
Yeah, I did in-home appliance delivery for about 8 years, and there were some interesting deliveries in that time.
Boys, I'll take you guys down on 82nd. I'll make y'all blush in about 10 minutes.
Man,
there's nothing like a sight that a 6'4" man dressed as a woman in a mini skirt, bawling their eyes out with no undies on the curb. You do the math on that one.
Bawling their eyes out or bawling your eyes out?
Just doing that. His legs are kicked up on the curb.
I get it.
Mini skirt with no undies, okay?
Down.
You fill in the blanks on that one. I think you figure it out. But
everybody's eyes
I'm
were
scarred
balled
for
out.
life, dude. And I saw it not once, but twice, the dude in the same week. So the salesman that was with me says, man, what is that dude doing out here? And I had to look at him all through. I said, bro, he wouldn't be out here if he wasn't getting action. Let that ferment a little bit in your head there.
As long as he's having fun, not hurting nobody, leave him alone.
Don't mess with him. You could bet I ain't messing with him, buddy. I mean, I'm good.
Oh my!
All right, and on that note, I gotta go.
You have a good night.
Bye, Rico.
Hey, Rico.
We'll guys. Thanks for having me, Skipper.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
What's wrong with you people?
We scared Rico right off. Well, I guess I got
it was too much talk about popsicles.
No. He's well past his bedtime.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Last
tired.
time he stayed up that late, he got sick the next day. So.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well, or he was not feeling good at all. But he was feeling not good that during the Dungeons and Dragons when we stayed up that late to begin with. He was pushing it then.
Oh yeah, that first weekend, that first Wednesday.
Yeah, last week, and he didn't have the strength to do my show the next day.
That's too
Poor
bad.
guy.
Look at what Brookley said.
Yeah, that's funny.
What did Brookley say?
My mama literally got excommunicated from the Mormon church once she went psycho on 2 Jehovah's Witness guys. LOL, she isn't religious. I'll never forget that day.
That is not one of those statements that everybody gets to say,
No.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
no.
yeah, I don't want to get into what my dad says to him, but it's pretty funny. And it's all nice. It's all nice,
I could only
but
imagine.
incredibly boring. And
Oh no. Jeff Kane says Catfish Catalysm's website got hacked.
That ain't good.
no way.
Oh, that really sucks when
Ooh.
it's this late in the game, this close to their event. My goodness.
That's how.
Oh,
they do it
no.
with bookings.
Ooh. Oh, I didn't. Luckily, I didn't. That's scary if you ordered your room and stuff through their website. That would suck.
So it's in July.
June. Or yeah,
July.
July. That's right.
July.
I'm messed up because I'm going to that Findig down in California too. So
Oh,
that's June 3rd and 4th. And I got June in my brain.
If that wasn't so far
Awesome.
away, I'd be going. But that's an 18-hour one-way drive for me.
I know it's painful.
We're at Madison. I mean, Louisville was about as much as it's 13 hours.
So you drive
And
13 hours
Paul.
to Louisville. You and the wife get a nice little place at one of those joints we found down there. Head north to Madison. Take your time. You get up there. You chill some more. Head back down to Louisville or hit another cool spot you want to see along the way. Bam, you're done. You
Not
did
if I got fish in the car.
Where's Paul live?
I'm
What
down.
town are you?
I'm an hour north of Myrtle Beach. I'm all the way in
Florida.
I'm all the way in the southeast coast
Directions
of
to
North
Myrtle
Carolina.
You guys are probably what?
Wow, you're 8 hours from me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of the mountains. We can't get a straight shot.
No,
Either I go
I'm
through
an hour-
Atlanta or I got to go through Knoxville. I can't
Yeah, I'm
go
an hour
straight.
north of there. I'm in North Carolina. I'm out just outside of Wilmington. It's an 8-hour drive.
That's
To get
not
to
bad.
Asheville is over 5.
So you mean to tell me, James and Ed, you could be at the ocean every weekend if you wanted to be?
Yeah.
Oh, it's quicker for me to get to the bottom of Florida.
Florida?
The Panhandle's actually
Yeah.
closer. That's like
Yeah.
7 hours. Where my mom and dad used to be snowbirds, and they had a condo, and I would go there. But then they were like,
Oh,
why don't
hold
we
the
just
presses.
live here?
I'm going to get to meet June. Look at there, guys. June says I will be at the Sacramento show. Yeah.
I can be in
Nice.
Florida in 8 hours from here.
Yeah, because like
no,
when you and I and James went to Florida, we went deep into it. We went to like the heart of it, not to like the quickest, not where the Panhandle is, or is that what they call it, the Panhandle?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I can shoot straight down.
Scuba Steve says, pick me up on the way.
Oh, look, if it gives me 2 routes, if I decide to go through Atlanta, it takes an extra 12 minutes, but it's probably like 50 miles closer. It's just the traffic in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I know Coral Works. I live an hour and a half from the ocean. I could be there every night if I wanted to be. You're right.
Oh, I'm 20 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm
my
good.
mom and dad used to be
I'll
in
keep my woods.
Panama City, where Fishy Dreams lives.
Mm.
So I was just straight down. It was pretty cool.
I'm good with my woods.
I think I'm starting to get Danny. I think she's leading with me towards Florida.
Whoa, that'd be
So,
fun. You'd be
I
closer.
wouldn't be surprised. We'll stay in where we're at until her parents.
For
meet
me
their
to drive
demise
up to the Clash is only 8 hours. I get up in the morning. I'll be there, mid-afternoon.
So is it 3 hours for me? My issue is the mountains. Yeah, the mountains is my problem. If it wasn't for the mountains, it would be it wouldn't be that long.
Well, it's the same thing when I went up to Triple Crown. I had to go through
Yeah.
the Smokies. That wasn't fun driving down there in the rain with all those 18-wheelers on those 2-lane roads. It was
We're just
amateur.
used. We're just. I mean, if you guys saw the mountains here, I mean that's just hills to me out that way, bro.
Oh yeah.
Pennsylvania gets pretty big though.
It's gorgeous out east. I love it, the East Coast.
I forget what it is from border to border.
I wish Maine was warmer. If Maine was warmer, I could see me settle. I really like it's very similar to the Pacific Northwest up that way.
There's only one reason why I would move to the ocean. Is
To go
if
swimming
My
No.
wife.
nope, deep sea
to
fishing.
get some
Listen,
sand.
No, if I had it to where I could deep sea fish every day, that's the only reason why I'd move, and I would move to Massachusetts.
His
So-
dad was a professional deep sea fisherman.
The Gulf Stream is 40 miles off the coast here. You get all these tropical fish coming up in the summertime. They bring these huge freaking tunas in here. We were out on the dock one day, and they had like I want to say a 400-pound tuna hanging from a hook.
Yeah, it was a bluefin tuna.
And then they got they got red snappers. You know, there's all sorts of tropical fish up there. The mahi comes up.
Big eyes.
So
You guys
And-
get hammerheads.
yeah, oh yeah. Big
I
shark
watched
around
Deadliest Catch or Wicked Tuna.
Yeah,
I
wicked
think
tuna.
what I would be most
Georgia
excited
Banks.
about on Florida is the freshwater fishery because you don't know what you're going to catch. You could get snakeheads, you could get cichlids, red devils, Oscars,
No, well, yeah, because
because they're all dumped in the waters. now.
right? And you'd be a hero taking them home to put in your fish tank. They wouldn't even give you crap about, please take them.
I've
I
seen
think
some of these kids posting videos pulling fish out of these creeks in Florida. I'm like, it's like a tropical fish store.
yeah,
I mean, it's just like you never know what you're going to pull out in those seine nets.
Those Mayan cichlids, I mean, when I say they look gorgeous, I'd love to have a Mayan in one of my fish tanks.
Let's see what they look like.
you mean the Midas cichlid?
No, they're Mayan. They're called a Mayan cichlid. It's
Oh,
down in Florida. I see them catching them all the time.
Ooh, they are pretty.
Aren't those?
They're like got teal stripes.
oh, okay.
They look a lot like
I'll
a
try to
pheasant.
find a better picture.
I know.
Yeah, Scuba Steve-O, I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
I like those teal stripes.
Nice.
So you remember those little cichlids I won at the auction at the Triple Crown?
Yep.
They ain't so little anymore.
That's one in an aquarium.
They're an undescribed species. They're kind of a cara. Well, I thought they were going to be a pisto size. The freaking male, dominant male, is that big.
Are they zebra car?
No, it's their Laticara, and they are from Upper Atabapo. That's where they were caught from. I Wet Spot donated them to the Triple Crown auction. So there's no info on them because they're an undescribed species. Well, I had another species of Laticara in one of my other tanks. I said, okay, it's going to be a pisto size because that's what they were. No. These things are big. These are at least the same size as a big electric blue. So I had 4 of them in a 20 long, and they were beating the crap out of each other in there. So I had to swap fish around. I had my cribs it's a 40 breeder, so I had to swap the cribs out. I sold a bunch of them so I could put them in the 20, and I put these Laticaras in the 40. And now everything's peaches and cream. They got room. Nobody's chasing anything anymore.
The ones I got from there, they still don't know what they are, but I had the male up here with the Borlei because he kept doing just like you said. He was beating the heck out of the female. And I'll be damned, he was in this tank 2 days, and I woke up to a corpse. The Borlei annihilated him. Done. He's gone. I still got the female, and I still don't know what they are.
How many did you get from Triple Crown, Paul?
4.
Oh, okay.
So I got them. They went off for like I think I got them for $20.
Yeah, I remember it was cheap.
Wet Spot selling them for $40 a piece. But they were small, and I figure, okay, they're going to be like a pisto size. No, I mean they're great fish. They got a lot of personality, but in that 20 long, there was just not enough room in there.
No.
I swapped them up with the different tanks, and now everything's cool. But the funny thing is that there's one crib in there I couldn't catch, and he's one of the bigger males that was in that tank. He's not so big anymore. He's about to say he's smaller than one of the smaller females.
Yeah, those Decorus I got from there are Decorus. I mean, they were telling they might be hybrid, but as they're getting bigger, they're Decorus dots now with the long fin. So I think they are pure breed Decorus, which means I'm going to have an issue in about another 8 months because you can't even put two Decorus in the same tank without them ripping each other up. So I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do with 6 additional Decorus when I already have 2 large now. So,
Wow.
Scuba Steve asked earlier about these guys that come down from New York to the Clash, and they bring crazy cichlids, and they're very beautiful, and they win a lot of awards. I don't think they're coming this year, Scuba. They got something else going on that same weekend. So you might have a shoe in.
Oh, the super cichlid people?
No, Super Cichlid's going to be there.
Yeah, I figured she goes to that club.
There was another
They're from Maryland, aren't they?
Delaware.
Delaware.
well,
I knew it was one of those
the other
little
thing that Clash used to do was the pictures. Remember, they used to do picture contests too.
They do
Photo
that still.
contests. Are you they still doing it?
It's coming back. There was yes, there's a picture one there. Yes, now I remember. Yeah, there's a picture one. It was the art thing that we separated this year into 2 different classes.
Yeah, everything was lumped together.
You know, we didn't know how much that was going to show up, and quite a bit showed up for art and photography. So it got adjusted for this year.
I'm going to bring 3 pieces. Is that cool?
Yeah. Can't wait to see what you're going to bring. Them clownfish. It's in the thumbnail of this on here. Man, them things are awesome.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, they didn't do good at all at the auction or at the judging.
Well, that was because everything was together. You bring it back. If you bring them back, I think you'll place. I believe you'll place.
I was hoping for pop. You know, I was hoping for something. Well, this is totally different than everything else that people see.
It definitely
But they didn't
is.
judge it that way.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, I would hate
well.
to. I mean, guppies, at least they're going to last a while in a small bag. But I mean, I could not see myself stressing one of my favorite fish, you know, a big cichlid, out, throwing them in a bucket, dragging them across the country to throw them in another unknown branch of water, and then reverse it all to send them back home and think that's going to be okay for the fish. It just would freak me out too much.
You can give it away to somebody and they'll be very excited.
I ain't giving that. That's why you don't do it, man. You know, that's why I'm hoping they come back. I'll join some stuff if they do like a, you know, photo contest or something like that. Then I don't have to stress my fish out to get into it. You know what I mean?
Well, I made people's day when I gave my competition fish.
Yeah, but they're guppies.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. They were Chattanooga.
One
egg
was a molly.
They
But
were
I'm saying they're
Chattanooga-
itty bitty live bears. They could probably last a week in that bag.
I don't care. They were Chattanooga egg guppies, and I loved them.
You ain't doing that with the cichlids, man. That's my point. The cichlids, I think you're just asking for trouble. Well, you guys were all at the Triple Crown. Don't you remember that beautiful black angel?
Yeah.
Yep. There was a
Yeah.
discus in there that started out fine and ended up looking like crap.
Yeah. It's not good for
And
them.
that was local. That guy was local.
I'd
they
say
don't like
if you're
the-
going to do cichlids, have cichlid photo contests.
I mean, look here. I do believe. I don't know where it's at. Dang it! Like, no, it's not what I was looking for.
Either James's mic has went out or this guy is quiet. I ain't never heard James this quiet.
I was just letting y'all. It's just good to hang out with
Take
fish
it
people
away.
again. I'm just enjoying. That's one thing that a lot of people don't see is that, you know, like when we go to events, And we hang out after hours with the
Oh,
other
yeah.
YouTube people. I like to just sit there and listen. I'm one of those people that I will sit and listen to everybody else talk and just soak it in.
Yeah, I don't know what when we were at the but Danny, man. Now you know why I like to get out of town where I have no restrictions. I could stay up if I want to stay up till 8 in the morning. I'd stay up. But when
Right.
she's with me, my phone is getting lit up. And by 11:30, where are you at? I'm like,
Oh, I
God
remember that.
almighty. Oh,
I remember
drove
that.
me crazy.
Actually, me and James remember that.
Yeah. Then that one night she says, "Well, tonight I'm not going to mess with you." And we were up. I think it was 12:10, and she's like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Well, you said you was going to let me
Yeah.
be tonight."
That was probably the night me, James, and Lucas, and yeah, we watched the sun come up.
Yep. Maria was out there with you guys
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah. Oh my, that was great. Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
we were out there easy till 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Well, I'd always get up about 6:30 each day, and I go down and have my coffee. Shoot, half the time I wouldn't see anybody till 8:30, 9, sometimes 10.
I did that at Fishtoberfest and missed my ride.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah,
They'll
thank
teach
God.
You
ya.
have to walk.
Oh,
No,
man.
my father-in-law took him.
Very nice fella, by the way.
He got him there.
Oh my! I showed up there like it's about damn time. I said thank you.
Oh, that would have been funny if we would have made you sleep the whole time. We could have been saying, "Well, we tried to give you Fishtoberfest. It's not our fault you slept through it."
All right, where's the beer distributor? Let's go. I'll just do the after party, bagging fish. That was actually fun.
Gentlemen, I'm going to take my leave. It's been a little over an hour, and I told the missus about 10 or 15 minutes. So I'm going to get off of here before she attacks me like this cat keeps doing.
Good to see you, James.
Hey, you're on Rico time. You're on Rico time, James. Don't worry about it.
Right. I appreciate y'all having me. It's good to see you all, and a huge thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging out.
All right, thank you,
Good night.
James.
Talk to you later, buddy.
But yeah, catching them fish, that was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I'd like that.
So we got
Well, you can come over to my house and catch some fish.
we got something going on over in Raleigh next weekend. It's Raleigh Aquarium Society's thing going on. Lang's going to be giving this a speech
Yes.
over there. He's doing two, and then Flip Aquatics. What's his name? Robert.
Rob.
He's
Robert.
coming too.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh wow. Rob's awesome.
So yeah, it should be interesting. It's the first one they've had since COVID.
Oh wow.
They, I looked it up. There is a class for photography, aquatic photography.
That was the two categories last year was photography and all other art.
Yeah, so we're doing a 2-dimensional art and a 3-dimensional art this year.
What, at the Clash?
Yeah.
So does Scotty pole dancing go for a 3-dimensional art?
Oh, I hope.
Oh, God almighty. Oh, Paul.
I'll
Oh, Paul, come on, man. That vision is going to be in my head all night now. Oh,
The
Do you know how
physical
much
art.
alcohol I got to drink now to get that out of my head?
oh my goodness. I don't think there's enough.
I don't think there is neither.
If you drink
Right,
too much
freaking
alcohol, it might be skipper pole dancing.
Good Lord. Hey, Deb, what's going
Oh.
on?
That's all right. Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's ooh. That's cringing. That's
Poor
cringy.
Somebody wants us to drop your link. Is there a mod in the chat, or do I have to do it myself?
Use
Patty,
link.
wake up. Patty, wake up.
Patty,
Patty.
I think she went out for a smoke.
So Rolla. I'm going to see how far Rolla is from me.
Raleigh.
Directions to Raleigh, North Carolina.
It shouldn't be that far.
Directions to Raleigh, North Carolina.
It's almost 2.5 hours away from me.
That's 6 hours and 52 minutes.
It's North Carolina is a long state. You know, when growing up in New Jersey, everything's so close. You know, an hour and a half I could be in Pennsylvania. An hour and a half I haven't even gotten to 95 yet.
Hey, Gina, if you see my mom and dad, say hi to them. Since they're going to be in St. Louis.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably going to be mostly just playing cards.
You should hire Scuba Steve to drive them back for you.
I don't know. I think they'd probably enjoy just doing their own thing.
I thought he lived.
He lives in Kentucky.
He's halfway.
He lives in Kentucky.
Yeah, he's in Kentucky.
Yeah, they like to go to Paducah, and like on the way back, they're going to go to the Quilting Hall of Fame, which is in Paducah, Kentucky. And,
I didn't even know there was such a thing, man.
You know what? I've been there, and it's actually impressive. It's crazy. The quilts that people make are insanely awesome.
What's it called again?
The Quilting Hall of Fame in Paducah, Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
It's gigantic. It's actually worth it.
I got to meet Coral Works. Well, I already had met him, but I got to see Coral Works at the meeting this past weekend.
Well, yeah. Well, what did they do?
They were cool, man. He just kind of chilled in the back.
It's cool.
He was hanging out in the back with us, chilling like a villain.
I got to figure out.
Did he say hi to you?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I
like it when people say hi to me.
Yeah, it was him and Ian and Kat. Who else was there? Ryan from PNW.
You know
Roland
what's
and
awkward,
Kim.
though? If it's somebody that you talk to all the time, and then it turns out you've never seen them, though, because you see them here, and then they come up to you and start talking to you, and you have no idea who they are. And then they might say, "Oh, my name's Mike." But then you still don't know who they are because they use, like, I don't know, give me a fake name. Splash Tetra Works.
Well, that
Is
and
there-
how
yeah,
many mics are in the
maybe.
fish fam, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I tell you who got me was Bruiser. It was
Bruiser's
first.
cool.
It was the first Keystone Clash. I was walking through helping vendors. He goes, "Hey, Skipper, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" I kept going. I'm like, "Who the hell is this guy?" I've never seen him on here. I'm thinking this in my head, and I'm like, I don't know who this is. And Jenny Lynn was standing there, too. Didn't know who they were. I come back there. I said, "Sorry, who the hell are you?" I said, I cannot figure out who you are. He goes, "Oh, it's Bruiser and Jenny." I was like, "Oh, how you doing?" And I get that. It was the first time that's ever happened to me. And then last year at the fish swap, at that fish place, that pet place, Fish Rumor got me that way.
Oh, he was at the Clash last year.
Yeah. Yeah. That throws you off a little bit.
Jennifer Weaver got me at the Clash. And it's funny because that was who Kenny thought Jen Williams was.
Oh, my God. That was funny.
I'm hugging her and shit, and she's playing along.
Yeah.
That's what's funny. She takes
and I'm waiting.
selfies with me. We're like the huggy buns and everything,
And she was dialing 911 with the other one.
I'm like,
So,
Well, I
and
was
then I
standing
find
there.
out
so-
afterwards she's like number 3 in the world aquascaper or some shit. I mean, she's like a real celebrity, and I thought it was Jennifer Weaver, man. I'm hugging her, yeah.
Well, Jennifer Weaver's awesome.
oh, she is.
But-
She's very awesome.
But yeah, I kept saying, when are we going to stop talking to Jen and find Jennifer Weaver, Kenny?
I go, "This isn't Jennifer Weaver." She goes, "No, I'm Jennifer Williams." Oh,
So, I'm trying to remember who started that. Because
That
it was
was-
funny. I'm like, I know.
That was
I thought-
Bruiser and Jenny Lynn.
That's right. So what was funny was that, like, I know Jennifer Weaver ain't here because she told me she couldn't make it. She wanted to, but she couldn't
But
make
you
it.
didn't tell me that. I'm up there.
Oh, listen.
Dong, dong, dong.
I'm like, I got to see this. So I'm walking behind y'all, right? And I'm watching it all unfold. I just started laughing. As soon as you walked up to her, I was like, I'm thinking in my head, that's Jen Williams.
I don't know who she was, man.
Because I met her the year before at the Keystone Clash. I was like, nah, that's not Jennifer. Oh my God, shit was so funny. Right in the front of the Awasi booth.
Yep.
She works
First
for.
Oh man.
I met Jen. She gave me this. She
What's
was
that?
the judge at the Big Fish deal like 4 years ago.
All I remember
she
is the
was
whole
there.
rest of the weekend we were just every time we saw her, Jen, what's going on? All weekend.
She's really cool. She's a red.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to play fantasy football with us this year.
Oh,
Is she?
really? Who does she?
Yeah,
root
she's a
for?
huge Redskins fan.
Redskins.
She's a
That'd be
huge
good.
Redskins fan.
Hey, if you haven't hit the like
Paul,
button,
are you
smash
gonna
that
play?
like button. You
What?
only need 7 more for 50.
Fantasy football?
Yeah.
I've never played fantasy football in my life.
Listen, I didn't either, and it was a blast.
We got some rookies this year for the league that are pretty. I would have never guessed were like Bentley wants to play this year. He's a huge Seahawks fan.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll probably maybe have 4 divisions of 10 or something. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's
We'll
gonna
have
be
a bunch
nice.
of them.
But
And
I
we'll
still
put 'em
think we need
all
to
on
do
the
some.
Ace network.
I think we need to set them all the same, so that way we can have an ultimate champion out of all of the leagues. It's
Well,
easy.
okay.
I got a fish question here. Snoochie, beef heart is not necessary for discus. If you're raising fry, yeah, you can feed it to them, but it's very high in protein. And the last time I checked, there's no beef heart swimming around in the Amazon. So
No, but there's plump, full of blood mosquitoes.
yeah, so you bloodworms, bloodworms work, blackworms, and if you can't get fresh blackworms, freeze dried are just as good. I mean, that's like crack to these guys. I put a cube of freeze dried Tubaflex on the glass. I'm lucky I have a finger left, and these are discus. So
This time of year, though, Snoochie, man, is get your ponds out there, start letting Mother Nature's fine feeding tubes begin, man. Get those ponds, you get some mosquito larvae, daphnia, scuds, all that good stuff. Just grow it out in the pond.
yeah, I mean, so basically, if you give them a good varied diet, the discus will be fine. They don't
I
need.
used to make. Sorry.
No, because the beef heart's also, unless you're doing a bare bottom tank, beef heart is messy.
It is. It really
It's
is.
real messy.
I used to make my own. And it was messy. And so I would get spotted Raphaels to eat the stuff on the bottom, and that worked real good. But I'd go to the butcher and I'd get a cow heart, and you got to cut them up because there's like really tough things in there that you don't want. So you cut the meat out of the heart. Then I would take like 2 pounds. Was it 2 pounds or a half pound? Well, 2 like fillets of tilapia, and I put that through the meat grinder, and I would take 3 or 4. 3 great big of those shrimps that you'd get.
Yeah.
And I'd grind it all up together, and then I'd pack it into little cubes and freeze it that way.
Yeah.
And that's how I used to do it. And it was a lot cheaper than buying beef heart. And it wasn't just pure protein, because you also got the stuff from the shrimp and the fish, and they loved it.
Yeah. The other thing is like all cichlids, they benefit from having some vegetable matter in their diet. So if you got something with spirulina in it, that's also good for them. because the high protein diet doesn't do them. It's not good for them. All that protein, you got to give them a little vegetable matter. But they do eat a lot. I feed my discus 3 times a day.
That heart would be very lean, deer or elk.
Well, I think most heart's lean. You don't get fat in your heart.
It's the silver skin. It's that connective tissue. It's almost like a ligament that you got to cut out because you can't even grind it. It doesn't. It stays whole.
Yeah. A deer heart. It's very fine. It's not.
Well, I mean, I haven't looked at other critters' hearts. I didn't. That was the worst part of the whole thing. Was I kept saying, "Well, I'm saving a lot of money, and it's really cool. I can feed my own fish." But otherwise, it was pretty gross.
Rapashi's good for fish too. I feed a lot of Rapashi to the plecos, and then I use Rapashi community. You don't want to feed it every day, but that's like anything you're feeding. But it's a real good, nutritious treat. But the Rapashi has lots of goodies in there too. That if you have, cichlids or whatever, it's going to clean them out.
Yes, it does.
Goes great.
Those are some nice looking fish. Look at Paul's discus.
Oh yeah, tiger turquoise.
Is that the ones that you're wanting to get from Doc Anthony?
No, his are actually. I started with all those the Skittles discus, all the different colors. But when I first started, I had. Well, I'm dating myself. All you could get were wilds, and I really liked them. So, yeah. So,
oh, okay.
I've got more.
This was my short from yesterday.
Oh, those are nice.
Those are at the Tennessee Aquarium.
Those are wild?
Well, yeah, those are wild. Yeah. I have wild types. Some of those are crosses. They're Heckle crosses. I get them. It's actually Myrtle Beach discus. I get the discus from, and they're reasonably priced. He's a direct importer, so the prices are reasonable, and he's just over an hour away. So I go down there and I pick my own fish. I know I am. I'm not an old buzzard. I'm an old fart.
Oh man!
Just saying.
There's Peplin. Now I did send Peplin a link, a invite for this week, because tomorrow night I think we have a lot of stuff, and I think there's a lot of talking about the Jets tomorrow night.
Man, I didn't.
Yeah, I'll bring the notes. It's all right. I'll do the kind of like last week. I kind of made a forum for us so we could go in order. I'll do that for us again. And then we'll just talk about all the different free agents moving. If that's cool to you guys.
Jimmy G lands in your division, Ed?
Yep.
I think I called that, if I remember right.
Oh, good job.
And Giants got the Raiders tight end, Waller.
They had to replace Ingram.
Yeah.
There's nothing to replace there. The guy couldn't catch a cold.
Are you kidding me? The guy had one of the best tight end seasons this year. He was
he
only behind Kelsey
in New York.
Well, he's catching him down south.
I mean, the guy heard footsteps in the ball. He goes, whoop, threw the ball away.
Or it might be the quarterback that didn't know how to throw the ball.
No. I was at those games. I saw the guy couldn't catch. I mean, literally, he would hear footsteps and the ball would drop.
Well, they traded Tony to us for our 100th pick, and then they traded that pick to the Raiders to get the Walrus Waller, Waller, the Walrus out. And it's funny because they didn't like Tony because he was always injured. But they trade for a guy that costs 5 times as much who's injured more.
See, the thing with Waller, it's a 1 year. Basically, he's got only 1 year guaranteed on his contract. So You know,
He is awesome when he's
yeah.
on, man. He's
So
awesome.
if he comes back even half of what he was, he's a bonus.
You see, it helped the Chiefs because now he's out of our conference.
Yeah.
So
I'm so
not only did
depressed
we
about
get
football, man.
Tony
When you're a
help us
Vikings fan, you're
in that
depressed.
trade. Well,
You are so
we probably
screwed
shouldn't
this
talk
year.
sports. We'll get all the girls leaving if we talk too
Yeah.
much sports.
Oh, you be
All I
sorry.
know is every jersey I have in my house has now been taken from my Vikings. I have no active player jerseys left.
Get a Cousins jersey. You're going to have him forever.
Oh,
Oh no. Yeah, don't get him
Paul,
started with that.
I am virtually choking you right now. Right now, I envision that little stress ball where the eyeballs pop out with every squeeze.
Man, you're gonna get. Oh, that's just like mentioning Tom Brady to Ed.
Yeah. We all know Ed. That is like his hero.
yep.
Yup. he ain't buying into it tonight, Skip. He ain't let us bait him tonight. But this is the fish show.
Yes.
That's why we developed that Friday night. And I did drop that link in the chat. If you guys want to subscribe to Ed Skippers and I's new channel, that is the ASE, Aquatics
Yeah, and we'll
Sports Entertainment.
I'm going to have the fantasy baseball league draft on there, and I'll have Jimmy P on there. I don't know if anybody else will want to come up for it, but we'll be doing that live, so that's going to be on it. And if anybody wants any type of fantasy leagues, we'll do it. You know, because it's for us just to have fun and be goofy.
Do they got a fantasy golf league?
I played fantasy golf 1 year. Okay, I don't care for golf.
That was a joke.
It was-
So there seriously is one.
There is.
No,
And-
Ed's in a fantasy frisbee golf league.
I mean, golf's boring
Well-
in itself. Can you imagine fantasy golf?
Oh.
Well, I got the first pick overall. And what they do is it's like kind of like fantasy NASCAR. So they got like tiers of players. And you first pick your first tier, and then the second guy in the league picks the next tier, and there's like 6 tiers. So whoever gets the first one gets the first of the first tier. Then he gets the second of the second, and it goes all the way to, or maybe the last of the, I don't know how, but it's like groups of 6, and you pick all these guys, and then it's total wins. And I picked Tiger Woods, and I just won it all. One guy, I had the first pick overall. I didn't know what I was doing with any of the other players. I just knew Tiger's name, and I picked him. I won the whole golf league, and I hate golf. So, yeah,
No,
I'm never going to play fantasy golf
I'll-
again.
I'll
But I have a
play
fantasy
golf
golf
with-
trophy.
I'll play golf with a 6-pack. That's it. I can't watch it.
I don't even want to. I'll play miniature golf. I like miniature golf a lot.
Oh yeah, that's fun. We got to do that on a cruise ship. That was a joke.
Oh, because every time it was about to go to the hole, you guys would go like this, and it would,
Listen, man, I'm telling you, that ship.
Do you guys see what Patty did promoting our other channel? Oh my God.
what did Patty do?
I love your ass, Patty. God dang it.
Yep. She
That's
makes
awesome.
special surprise show ups too.
Oh, Patty knows she's always invited on that channel.
Yeah, she's something. Oh man, you got to meet that lady in person.
She's one lady I have not met that I want to meet.
Well, I'll meet her in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, she'll be at the Clash. She's a ball of fire. That is one of the things I really enjoy about going to these events is meeting everybody, getting to hang out with the people.
She didn't punch me either.
At the Triple Crown, we spent more time in that lobby than we did any of the lectures.
Hell, half the time we weren't even in the lobby. It was outside in that.
Well, yeah, outside too. Well, yeah, because remember with the first night they made us leave because we were drinking in the lobby and it wasn't from the bar.
Yeah, you got me in trouble. You got me in trouble.
Paul did?
Yeah. He goes, oh, you're good. Go ahead. Just track this right here. Boy, they came right over there. I'm like, listen, I'm not in the
Well,
bar area.
You can't blame him. I mean, you think about how many times we went to that cool liquor store, how many different times we were in that. Although it was 95 with 95 humidity, I think we were there for that glorious cooler. Remember, Skip, that cooler over at that ginormous liquor store?
I didn't go with you.
They had a walk-in cooler. I kid you not. It's probably like 3,000 square foot cooler. I just kind of sat down on some cases of beer and just kind of kicked back like this, dude. I was chilling for a bit. Pop the beer open, just enjoying the cool weather, you know.
That liquor store that we went to pick up the bourbon.
Yeah, you're a bad influence.
I know. I'm
I
terrible.
almost got a divorce because of you.
I'm terrible, and I'm proud of it.
Oh, man.
That's a class we trash and ho don't care what we do.
Paul, have you ever heard of Charlotte?
North Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about, well, that's like 4 hours from me. I've been there a
We're
few
going to have the Aquatic Expo there.
Yeah, one of the guys, Sabu, he's in the my club. He's running it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I'm debating, like, because again, it's like I'm going 4 hours for what, a show one way. So I'm driving 8 hours to spend 2 hours there. I don't know. I may carpool with some people that may want to go.
Well, I'm going to go. I'm going to take my mom and dad, and I'm going to, because there's a whole lot of, what are those called? Those gardens?
Yeah.
Botanical gardens in that city.
Yeah, there's
So I thought I'd get like a hotel room somewhere near those, and they can just enjoy that for the weekend because they really like getting out of the house.
Yeah.
You know, but like, I just don't like to drive them to a lot of places that I'm going to be bored. I know that sounds terrible, but it's like, you know, that's why I didn't go to St. Louis because I just didn't want to be in St. Louis this weekend.
Yeah.
But so mom's looking really forward to going to Charlotte and having fun there. And I was going to give them my card during the day. And I was going to take the train. They said the train goes right. Sabu was talking to me. He said that the train goes right to the convention center.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll just do that. Hopefully
Apparently
I can figure out when to get off.
it's supposed to be really big because he's doing it. It's going to be saltwater as well. So it's
Yeah.
and I think they're going to do some reptiles. So it's supposedly going to be a lot bigger than the one they were doing that he did in South Carolina. I think it was in Columbia.
Yeah,
So
he
the
said
much-
he's merging with another one.
Yeah.
So I'm going to buy the ticket and go, and I'm going to try to get into the aquascape. And I thought it might be fun if I can videotape myself aquascaping. You know, if they have an internet, we'll do a live stream while I do it.
Fish question.
Awesome.
Nathan
Okay, how
asked, how long should I leave a sponge filter in a perfectly running tank before putting it back into the tank that crashed? I took it out of that one, put it in a good tank to build bacteria again.
Did you could probably that thing seeded within a week.
Yeah, but also all depends on what you have in a tank.
Yeah.
It's not, if it's
No.
like very lightly stocked, it's going to take longer.
Yeah, but if you put it back in an established tank, a week, 10 days, it's ready to go. You generally for most if you're restarting a tank, because I actually keep a sponge just sitting in one of my tanks just so it's cycled all the time.
I'll take a sponge out of an old tank and put it in a new tank and just put a new sponge in the old tank.
I've done that
Well,
too.
see,
You already got
that's what
bacteria on everything else.
From what I read, that's what he did and it crashed. So he wants to put it back in the tank he took it out of. So
I wonder what type of fish he has.
how long has that filter been in that tank that you put it in? Because I wouldn't do it right away because it's not really considered established yet, even though you put that in there because you can still have issues with ammonia spikes and stuff like that. But I guess it all depends on how long you had it in that new tank.
I would get one of those fast starts, the bacteria, and put that in as well, help it seed, and then just watch the water, because if they're screwing around with the water supply and you're not putting any kind of like prime in it to kill the chlorines, you could really set that beneficial bacteria back, and it'd take a long time for it to restart. Because I had that happen in one of my 20 longs. It just would not cycle. I set two 20-gallon longs up at the same time, and one of them just would not cycle. I just could not get that. It took me a month longer to get that second tank to cycle. And it had the same stuff in it.
I almost always give all my tanks about a month to 2 months now, because I really like all my plants to be completely established. And it's so easy to do it that way.
Did you see this question, Kenny?
All right. How long should I leave a sponge filter in perfectly running tank before putting it back into the tank that crashed? I'd put it in there right away, man, and just leave it.
Well, he took that sponge filter out and put it in another tank to get it going, from what I'm reading.
Okay.
So the tank that he took it out of ended up crashing. How long should he leave it in that good running tank before he puts it back in?
Oof. Not knowing what made your tank crash, I mean, anything that was impure about your water is now in those sponges, because that's what it's designed to do, is to suck everything out of the water into the sponge. So I probably would start over on that sponge if you're pretty sure it crashed.
No, so the tank that he took that sponge out of to put in the other tank, that tank over here is the one that crashed.
Right, which has the sponge in it right now.
No. He took it out of that tank. The tank that crashed. Before it crashed, he moved the sponge filter over to this tank.
Then that may have been what made it crash. When Danny and I are setting up a new tank, we always run, in the bigger tanks especially, 3 to 4, sometimes 5 sponge filters in each tank. When I'm going to reset up a tank to fast cycle, I'll take 2, if it's like a 75, 2 of those sponges and put it in the tank, and I leave them. They go nowhere. They stay in that tank. And then what you're doing, you're putting the 2 new ones in the tank that's already established and already has backups.
Yep.
Or if you got a 75, you take one of the sponges, leave one sponge, put the new sponge over here, take that dirty sponge, spread the seed in your new tank, leave that sponge in the tank.
So what he probably should do is, if that tank that he put that sponge in, the good running tank, is to put another sponge filter in there, let it get seeded before he moves that one back over to the trash tank. Well, that's okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That way you always had, or the other safe thing is if you're running like in this tank behind me, I haven't set it up yet, but I'm going to be setting up a canister for it as well. As long as you have 2 sources of biological material, you're fine. You don't want to be like seeding your tank with your only sponge out of this tank, because then you're going to crash this tank, because that's a good part of your bacteria. That's just what I do, and I don't usually.
I do the same thing, Kenny. I have one of my 20 longs. I keep 2 sponge filters running in it. So if I need.
I'm sorry. Here we go. Once it crashed, he moved it to a tank that's in. So how long does it take to seed so he can move it back? That's the question.
Right. I wouldn't move it back.
No. That tank crashed, so he moved it to another one to reseed it.
Oh, now I understand the question.
So how long does it take to reseed that filter?
Did you leave biological material in the other tank you took it from? Was there 2 sources of filtration, or was it just that sponge?
Well, I'm wondering. See, he's also having that ammonia problem too.
Ammonia is never good. Ammonia a lot of times is over. You need to cut back on your feeding. Dead food's like the number one cause, or you've got something that has died in that tank.
Yeah.
But food is the number one ammonia spiker if you're overfeeding. Okay, if you have a hang on the back up there, you should be. I bet you that will be well seeded within a month or two again.
Now you're going to wait a few weeks.
I'd wait a month at least myself. But
That reminds me, I need to dig my filters out and get them in tanks before I set these 40s up. And the 75. Oh, man. I got a lot of work ahead of me.
I'm scared to set up. We've got the 540s downstairs, but I don't want to set them up till I get this electricity figured out.
Oh,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm afraid it's going to start blowing circuits down there.
Yeah, you definitely got to get that figured out because you always have issues.
Lately, it's because we're supposed to be going down, but every time I get rid of 4 tanks, she gains 5 more. So, but we are on a plan now. I'm going to eliminate, hopefully this weekend, 4 tanks and only put 2 up. And then I can go ahead and hook the 40s below them up. So I'm getting there. That's so cool, Ed.
Man, that's awesome.
Posted it on Instagram. You guys can see it so much better, the paint job. Oh, I wonder if I can open Instagram and share it on your whatchamacallit.
Yeah, Snoochie, Petco's now selling all their Aqueon tanks. Their open tanks at 50%. So everything that they carry, the whole line is 50% off now. So that does include the 60 breeders.
Huh?
That does include 60 breeders.
It didn't the last time.
No.
Yeah, it didn't the last time because it just got them in.
Yeah.
They're a cool tank. I love them.
Yeah. If I was going to put another tank in the fish room, I would be doing a 60 breeder.
They have the same footprint as a 75.
Yeah, just shorter.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically a 40 breeder too.
Yeah, they're about the same height as a 40, just 4 foot long.
Yep. And they're just a little bit longer and wider.
If you want to keep shellies, if you want to keep shelly fish, I'm telling you, that's the tank.
Oh yeah.
Either that or a frag tank. I mean, I saw that platform for the first time about a month ago. I'm like, oh, shellies, man, this looks like a shelly tank.
You talking about like the 50 low boy?
Yeah.
Well, that turned out nice.
Can you guys see it better?
Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely a big difference. That looks pretty cool.
See, I really love how the colors came out. It looks like an old thing you might find in the jungle.
And you're putting this in a tank, right, Ed?
Yep. And it's basically painted with concrete paint, so it's totally safe.
Well, guys, I hate to say it. I got to get this fish room shut down and start getting ready for work in the morning.
What's work?
You bastard, you.
Yeah, you bastard.
No, I don't remember.
I'm off tomorrow.
Hey, I'll tell you something. Retirement is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But I wish I didn't have to retire early. I liked working.
I mean, I still do stuff. It's just I don't have to wear a brown uniform to do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. I do what, if I want to work, I work. If I don't want to work, I don't work. It is what it is.
See, I can't even do sports anymore either, though. I really miss playing sports a lot. Because I used to do a lot of that with my work. I was in charge of the union softball team, bowling team. I did roller hockey. I really had a lot of fun, and I'm not allowed to do any of it anymore.
Take up bocce, Ed. Find a bocce club.
What's up, Steve?
Is
Good
that
to
those
see you, buddy.
balls?
Yeah, bocce. It's great. You sit there, you yap, you talk back and forth. You talk a lot of smack.
I thought about putting one in next to the pool.
It's fun.
But then I was
tell
like,
you.
I don't know anybody. I'd just be.
Hey,
So
with
you're
my
just
dad all
you
day.
could be out there practicing, bro, while you're waiting for people to show up.
That's it. You
Well, I
just
think you throw
listen.
underhand.
Yeah, Ed, it's all underhand. Get a couple of pizzas, put a sign out in the front, free pizza. They come in the back, and you start playing bocce.
No, I don't know about that.
You know what? I probably
And beer.
everybody
Gotta
in my
have beer.
neighborhood's retired, so I probably could have a bunch of old guys over here.
You don't
gotta
need a
play
bunch
the-
of old guys, but
The thing that's big right now are those boards everybody's playing where you throw
Oh,
the bean bags.
cornhole.
Cornhole.
Cornhole. That's
hey Ed,
I played that when I was in the Midwest. What a cool, fun game that is, man.
Ed, Dee doesn't think anybody will come play with your balls.
And it's my
Well,
life
DD,
story.
do you
She's
think
probably
they'd
right.
play if he had a cornhole? They advertise on.
I have the official Aquashella cornhole game. I made it.
Ed,
I can see it now, guys. Ed's gonna say, "Would you like to put your bag in my cornhole?"
Oh man.
Ed, you could be a professional.
Oh,
You
my
could be a
goodness.
professional cornholer.
I can
Do it,
bring-
Ed.
I can bring cornhole boards to
Ed.
the Clash.
Yeah, I bet you Ed would be the guy that would become a professional and probably be like ranked number 1 in the world after like 2 years.
You know what's funny is I haven't even played a single game on that board that I put together and made, and I bring it to all the Aquashellas. I do the play-by-play like a sportscaster and give out prizes. I actually haven't done it myself.
I just remembered something. I am not hauling stuff to the Clash this year, so I can bring those. I'm gonna bring them.
Nice.
I could bring mine too.
Well, all right,
I have
everybody.
fish on them.
We're gonna
We
shut this down.
We could toss Scotty and Fishymon.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God.
Oh no, we can have them lay down and you try to throw it in their mouth.
No. All right.
He
All right,
just wanted.
everybody.
He did it on purpose, right there. He knew I'm getting ready to go to bed. He had to put that image of Scotty back on my head. I'm gonna get you, Paul. Next time I see you, I'm getting you. Oh, get out of there! Oh.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for showing up for
Good night,
the
everybody.
5th episode
Oh.
of the Nocturnal Feeding Show, y'all.
Yeah,
Have a
be
good
sure to
night.
picture
Thank
that,
you, Mods,
guys.
and everybody in chat.
Scotty all greased up and Vaseline.